Welcome, community. Welcome to another Nerdy Collective. I got a nice couple of surprise for you tonight. And now that I got you, here you go. So the first thing I want to say is, I want to say thank you for all your blessings and love in the last week. I really appreciate it all. Lots of love, you guys. My mother passed as on the 1st, and I just want to say all of you that gave me your best wishes. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. Anyway, a better note. On with the show. I want to say hello to everybody in the chat. We got a special show for you tonight. A couple things I want to show here and talk about. And I have a special little tiny announcement. And let's go with the top of the list here. We have Jessica Campo. We have Agu Ramos. Hey, Agu, what's up, buddy? Magic Lasso, my brother in this state. We're going to go hook up. We're going to hook up. I'm telling you, we're going to hook up. We have Stover in the house. Yo, what's up? Cap'n Comics. Ahoy, buddy. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming. Lady Fantastic. Mwah. Beautiful show tonight. I watched it. You look like you guys had a blast at the con. Man, I wish I was there with you guys. Man, it looked like so much fun. And we got Ink 83. I think I said that right. I want to say Wink 83. I apologize. There you go. William Smallwood. Thank you for coming, buddy. Appreciate it. And I think we are caught up. Thank you. All right. So I got a couple things. My first announcement is there's going to be one more show that will be next Saturday, and that is the Once It's That Time of the Month show. It's an all-ladies show. My Queen G, she runs that show. She'll be running that next Saturday. So don't miss it. It'll be good. And then we're going to take a little bit of a break for about maybe a month or so. At least 3 weeks. I'm in the middle of moving, so I got all this stuff that's happened this year. Everything comes in threes, and it did. So let's just get over this hump. And once I get over the hump, I'll come right back to you guys with good shows and good guests. Tonight, unfortunately, we do not have Monty, so I apologize for that. He has to work just like everybody else, so he's out working. If he can make it, he'll pop in. So he's definitely got the links. So big shout out to you, Monty. Appreciate it. And let's see here. Okay, a couple things. So I got a couple hauls that I want to show off. And there was an auction with Seawooder and Drew Manchu. And it was on a Saturday night, Saturday afternoon, early in the afternoon. I just happened to catch it. And they had a dollar auction. And apparently I was on a contest. I was not aware of it because I just opened these books up tonight and I'll show you what I got. Does everybody remember this? I love the old movies. Buckaroo Banzai. Check this out. Buckaroo Banzai #1. You got that. And we got #2. Pretty cool. And then I got another Wonder Man. Everybody knows who this character is. And then for Miss Queen G, my wife, my honey, got her some She-Hulk runs. This is a really pretty cover. Love this. So I got this. This is all from Seawood. So big shout out to Seawood. Newsstand. Yo, buddy, thank you so much. These were beautiful. Sorry, they're not in Mylars. That's because I just opened them tonight. I apologize. But very nice. These are great. Yeah. And they had an excellent auction. And talking about excellent auctions, if you guys haven't checked it out, I updated everybody's links down below in the description. So make sure you go check them out. So all their links are updated. And my guest for tonight that's going to be on, his new link, his shows are on there. Thorough brother, I see you in the chat. Love you, buddy. It's nice to see you. Thank you so much for being here. And then we got issue 22 and issue 23 and issue 24. So big shout out to Seawood. Thank you so much. And then the Drew Manchu, I got some newer books and a couple older ones from him. And I want a big shout out to him because there's a couple that I didn't have that I wanted to read. And here's one from Conan. I wanted to read this. I haven't read this. The First of Chew. These were all $1, you guys. It was pretty awesome. Some Doom Patrol. Look at that. Reminds you of Bueller, doesn't it? The burrito. We got Lantern City. And hold on. And then we have Family Tree. Is another one I wanted to read. And I still have not read this. Bone Parish. I know this is getting old, you guys. But I have not read that. So I want a big shout out to Drew. Thank you so much. Cold Spot was another one I wanted to read. And then he threw in some random ones in this dollar auction. Nightwing, The New World Order. Boy, that should look familiar. Some Serenity. Very nice. Hyperon 1. There we go. And we got an Iron Man 1. And Bad Rock. So these are some random ones. I have no idea. Of course, he threw some Vampirella in. God, I love some Vampirella. And then I have not read this, so now I'll get the chance. Big Remo and those guys on the Comics Roundtable, they told me about this, so I'm definitely going to read that. But while I was that auction, which was interesting, you guys, because I was part of some contest and I had no idea. And like I said, I opened this and I'm like, what is this? A slab? Really? It's very cool. And I know Shorty's going to love this. This is right up her alley. Absolute Carnage #1. I got a 9/8 slab. Donny Cates, Art Germ. So very cool. I just want to say big thank you to you guys. Much love. I really appreciate it. That was awesome. And if you guys haven't seen it yet, I've watched it twice. The humans are stupid in it, but the fighting was awesome. My honey bought me this. So of course I got the magazine style of Godzilla and King Kong. So if you guys haven't seen this movie yet, I don't know what rock you're under, but it was pretty awesome. Big fan of that as a kid. So on with the show, you guys. Here we go. First, let's see here. We caught up. Simple Simon, guy from Australia, buddy. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Where are we? I think we're caught up. Comics Roundtables in the house. Yo, guys. Thank you for being here. Sanimation. How you doing, love? Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Chris Large. Now, this guy, I want you to check out. I call it something to ponder. All I want you to do is open up your mind a little bit. All right. You can do your own research, but this guy is pretty awesome. And he's from Australia, also down under. Welcome, Chris. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Make sure you go check out his links and check him out. I think you'll enjoy him. Doro, thank you for being here. All right. So, do not want to leave my guest waiting for so long. Hold on. Where are we here? So, as I always do, just like a roundtable, I always pay tribute to my co-host that is not here. So I'm going to do him first, and then my second co-host. Boom. Here you go, Monty. Just for Monty. Hopefully I'll see you in about a month or so, buddy. Now you're back in the working community, just like the rest of us slaves. So, Jeff, here you go, bud. How are you, buddy? How you doing?
Not bad, not bad.
Awesome.
Haven't seen.
So nice to have you back. It's
Yeah.
been a while. It's been almost what, 2 weeks?
Yeah,
Roughly? Yeah, you had to work.
roughly 2. Yeah.
Look who showed up in the chat. Oh my goodness. Comic Spectre is in the house.
Yeah.
My buddy. Whoa, that's a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
Daryl was
yeah,
too.
buddy. So cool to see you.
Daryl
was
was
here too. That's
Yeah.
special. Awesome. So, how have you been?
I went to a con today. We actually went to
Yeah,
a little toy
seen
con today.
that.
Yeah.
I seen that.
Well, we got a little pile here, but we'll,
Please,
you know.
you want to show a couple books? Show a couple
Not-
books real quick.
Yeah, a couple. Major. One. This one. I finally got an issue.
Umbrella, guys. What else would
Yeah.
it be? Come on, give me a break.
Yep. I'm 37 away from finishing this run, so.
Oh,
I'm-
congratulations. I want 3 of those books that you found tonight as well.
Yeah. I'll show more, but this is the importance of this issue 30 is the first appearance of Panthera, one of her friends, like her allies.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So I got this out of the way. So one of them out of the way.
One of them out of the way? You want
Yeah.
to show another one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. You know what? That almost looks like a Linzer cover.
It's not a
Almost.
listener cover.
I know.
It's actually a Ken Kelly.
I can tell. I know it's not. I know it's not a Linzer, but it sure looks like his work.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
But that's
face?
probably where he got it for. Like got the
Oh yeah,
inspiration
the
from
idea. That's beautiful.
Ken Kelly and then Frazetta too. So yeah, and like not near Mint was saying, I can't tell if that's underwear or if that's bush.
It's underwear.
Yeah, it's underwear. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna show for right now.
Okay,
But
cool.
yeah.
So otherwise, everything has been good with you. You've been doing good.
Yeah, I've been doing good. Yeah. Got some cool birthday gifts and stuff. So
Yes, it was
Sure.
his birthday last Tuesday. We're big
Yeah.
wish happy birthday.
yeah,
I think we need a drip rock. Do we need a brick drop?
yeah. I think we do.
We see Comics Roundtable in the house.
Yeah.
So hey guys, this is for you. Oh yeah, that's for Dusty.
Yeah. He was
I
probably
need the short one.
Yeah, he probably was sitting there with his cape on.
Yeah, and don't forget, you guys, there's a couple things. I have a couple things I'll be changing up. So if you guys are looking for pre-orders or older books, newer books, whatever it is, Go check out the links down below. We have 2 people in there. We had one for Skellington Comics, which is right here. Please go check them out. And make sure you go check out this one. And make sure you pay attention because I'm going to be dropping this periodically throughout the videos. Use that code, you get 50% on anything you order from him. And he's got buy 3, get 1 free, buy 2, get 1 free, even on his slab. So go check him out. His link is down below. Yep. So go check him out. So I think we should get get the show on the road. Yeah, what do you think?
I think so.
Special person, you guys. Very special. Man Cave is making his presence on the Nerdy Collector Show, and I'm so excited because this guy has got some straight fire books. His collection is amazing. I love it, love it, love it. He's speaking to the Galvin all the way. So without further ado, guys, here you go, our special guest for tonight.
Wow. Beautiful intro, my man. It's an honor to be considered a nerd.
Awesome.
That's all I have to say about that.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me on
tonight.
Thank you, chat, for coming. All of you.
How you been?
Great.
We watched you on Friday. You were very competitive. Your books
we
fire.
Yeah, we brought the chauvinism, and Lady Fantastic smacked us upside the head and threw us back into reality. And, we appreciate it.
How are you?
I am great. Great.
Jeff, do you want to start with the questions? Do you got questions?
Yeah.
You have questions?
Before any questions, I just have to say, love that Buckaroo Banzai. That was my dad's one of his favorite movies. I went to boarding school in India, and he just kept saying, "You got to see this movie when you get back." By then on VH1, I never had the comic, but man, he loved it. I liked it, but he loved it. So because he loved it, I have a happy memory.
Yeah, it's classic. I like those old movie ones, the old movie comics. Those are ones I watched all those when I was a kid. The Dune, and all of those. They're fun.
And read that Bone Parish. That's a good series.
I'm going to definitely read it.
Definitely enjoyed that. Monty not being here, I'm not sure I can forgive you for that, though. I have to say.
I'm really sorry. I'm sorry, but
Monty and I were talking about showing timelies and having fun with that, but so we'll have to do that again.
Imagine if you and Monty were tag team and
to me, his hacksaw is actually the best representation of a wrestler of anybody on the hunt yet. He was hacksaw. He represented very well with that. And that's partly why, lady, you have to forgive me that I pulled out that X-Men one, because Monty lost with bigger comics than that.
I know.
Yeah.
There was
a precedent for that.
All those Raw books that weekend.
Monty had ridiculous things.
$250,000 books.
High grade silver was losing. So I was afraid. So anyway.
Oh, we can see it. We can see a little bit.
I hope he's using that. He's getting that welding torch out and fixing the problem. So
yeah, no kidding. Real quick, I want to get caught up with the chat really quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got Chris Large in the house, the old buddy. Sarah, sweetheart, I love you. That's my daughter. Hi, honey. How are you? Smiley, the Slamazon is in the house.
Oh, hey, Tori and Captain. I saw Captain there. I missed you today, Captain. Missed you, my man. Hope everything's good.
Where is it here? Where are we here? We got Dusty, yo, buddy. All right, we're caught up. So, Jeff, I'm gonna switch up. Who's got their mic on? Because it has to be muted just a tiny bit. Down the volume.
I'm fixing it now. Yeah, I'm fixing it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, hold on.
Still an echo.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix it.
So does the interrogation start? Should I put the interrogation light on?
No.
All right, I'll answer truthfully everything.
No, you're good. I want you to show some books too.
All right, I got 2 questions for Doc.
Go ahead, buddy.
Okay, so first one was, when did you get into collecting? The other one is, when you got your doctorate, did you get a big book after that?
So I'll actually show you the first comic I ever got, which I've showed before on other shows. This isn't the exact issue because what I got, I was 5 years old. But this is the first comic I ever bought. Tor #1, Kubert cover,
Nice.
1975.
That's Kubrick.
I like dinosaurs, so I saw a dinosaur on it. My mom's best friend said, "Everybody get a comic," and that was it.
There you go.
When she did that, she opened the floodgates. So I wouldn't say I was a collector from 1975 on, but because I was too young to even know the concept. But in my heart, I was. I got them, like piled them up, sorted them out, and so I've had different phases of collecting in my life.
Right.
When I finished I didn't get a doctorate per se. I got my MD. I wasn't actually into comic collecting at that point. I was out of comic collecting. So no comics at that point.
Okay.
The 70s. You weren't. I don't know if you were born.
How long have you been collecting?
So through the late 70s and most of the 80s and the 90s, up to 95, and then 95 is where just life got in the way, and I stopped collecting at that point, and then I really picked it up again around. My memory's poor, but starting to get comics just at the local comic shop, like some Walking Dead and Invincible and stuff like that in the mid 2000, late 2000. Then started getting vintage comics again around 2010. Started grabbing that.
Nice.
Yeah. And
what's your favorite?
My favorite. We'll say again.
What's your favorite in your collection? What's your favorite thing to collect in your collection?
Oh God, that's too difficult.
Isn't it? It's difficult, isn't it?
I am ADHD. It's just like, bleh, I'm Odie the dog. It's like, ooh, look at that, a shiny thing. Ooh, I'm going to do this as a collection. Then I say, ooh, another shiny thing. And boom, I'm over there. There's
exactly.
When they say to be a focus collector, I am not your example of a focus collector.
I ain't either.
Started becoming more focused. I've kept it to like 1946 and earlier, then Atomic Age, which is like early 50s, and then after that, forget it. It's just it's crazy. But I'm there. I'm slowing down on a lot of things. I'm getting a little more choosy for sure. But I'm sorry, I can't be more specific.
That's right.
Yes, Kubert.
Kubert was awesome.
He did an original tour from 1950s.
Yep.
Tour of 1,000 years old, of a million years.
A million years.
And this was his second attempt, and I think he had a third attempt in the 80s.
Right.
But it's good stuff.
Jeff, more questions?
Yeah. So, did you end up getting what? So, when did you start getting into Golden Age exactly?
That was more in the last 5 years, 3 to 5, really picking up in the last 3 years. And for those who don't collect Golden Age, Golden Age is relatively cheaper than Silver Age. I probably shouldn't even be saying this.
Exactly. Don't say that.
Silver and bronze is more expensive than gold right now. So I'm glad I got pretty much whatever I wanted from silver bronze years ago. But Golden Age is, and I picked up last year. I got a good amount of silver still, but I'm pretty much done with that. But Golden Age is it's a deal, especially Fawcett. Like I was gonna in the G-Man's honor, since he likes tentacles, I have a Wiz Comics. This is Wiz number 3, I believe. Yep. No, 4. Sorry, Wiz number 4. So
that is awesome.
1940, and it's one of the few bondage covers. They weren't much into bondage covers for Captain Marvel.
Exactly.
And so it's
awesome. That is.
He almost looks like anybody play Dungeons and Dragons? He looks like a roper. What do they call it? I forget the monster. There was like a monster that looked that they.
Yeah, I know the monster you're talking about. I forget too.
yeah. There was a Grell, maybe. I forget what they were. I used to love D&D. I should remember that, but the brain doesn't work so well anymore.
Yeah. Magic Lasso, I think, is losing his mind right now. Magic Lasso, he's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like a Gumby prototype.
Lasso has good taste and sound judgment, so no surprise on that one. Yeah, it is the Gumby prototype.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, gentlemen. Yes, it is.
Yes, indeed. So
it's a lot of fun. See, I like the pre-code horror stuff. That I'm just right on my alley.
Now, would you call this pre-code horror? Because I was going to show Timely's, and this is
no, look at this, you guys. Look at he's showing you guys.
Captain America 17. Bucky is useless, caught up, trapped self, and almost looks like pre-code horror to me. Sort of a campy version of it. I know technically Eerie Comics #1 is what they consider the first pre-code horror comic, but
did you get a good deal on that book?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. A few $100s for a cap. I mean, it's surprising. As I said, you'd be surprised. Timely has started getting much more expensive, so I will say that. But when I got that, for what it is, for considering how much you have to spend on a Silver Age thing, it's Now I got that.
Lady Fantastic. What is it here? Okay, hold on, Marvel. And everybody in the chat, if you have any questions for our guests, please ask in the chat, and I'll make sure to post them there.
I got one. What type of doctor are you, Doc?
Exactly. Endocrinologist, internal medicine, endocrinology. So thyroid, diabetes. I help people get healthier, and then I'll deal with some random, more esoteric endocrine issues. Most people don't even know what the endocrine system is.
Well, only reason I know is because from massage school. That's the only reason I know, that they made us go through all that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
So mostly it's diabetes and thyroid, but a little pituitary, adrenal.
Oh, I've gone through the thyroid thing with the honey. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the butt.
It's one of the. I like it because I'm on call. I have one partner, and we're on call 50% of the time, and I don't even know if I'm on call half the time. I'll get a call, but I'm on call because it's so rare.
Right.
And I don't have to go to hospital too much. Hospitals are places to be avoided if you can help it.
Lady Fantastic isn't dropping it.
Sex hormones, yes. When Lady Fantastic said, "Do you have low T?" I almost burst out laughing because yes, I deal with low T all the time. As a matter of fact, I prescribe that testosterone good amount.
My question is, why do you have to get naked at the doctor's office when you just have an earache?
Because doctors are a bunch of perverts, man.
That's hilarious.
I don't make my patients get naked. I always tell my staff, if I need to get to we'll make it happen at the. They don't have to. I don't go for that so much.
You see what lady said there?
no PhDs to me are silly unless you do research, man. You have to be. My brother did that. He did the MD PhD thing, and it's if you like going to school for years and years, sure, and you want to do research. If you want to do research, God bless those who want to do research. But I am a practicing sort of roll my sleeve up, working stiff doctor. Yep.
The most recent golden age I picked up was this Steve Clayton. This is from 1948. There's a 4.0. This was pretty nice. I just got that.
Steve Canyon.
Steve Cannon, number 2. So I'm very happy with that. That was pretty awesome. You can't really. What did we say about the grade? Do you remember on golden age?
Yeah, that's a mid grade. You called it low grade. I say that's mid grade for golden age. Yeah. Yeah, the only high grade, funny, I actually do have one of my very few high grade golden age comics with me right now. Because I pulled it out for the show that unfortunately Captain couldn't make it to. He's usually on there with, and it was crime was the topic. So I was lucky enough a few years ago to get Plastic Man.
Nice.
And it's 9.2 white pages. This is actually Mile High pedigree. So are you familiar with Mile High comic pedigree?
Yes, I am.
So this is an Edgar Church. You see it right there?
Oh, there we go.
So this is from his collection, which is considered the highest quality overall. He had 18,000 Golden Age comics.
Wow.
Of the high. His action. Right? He had Action Comics number 1. It has never been graded, and people speculate that it's a 9.4, 9.6. But if you see a lot of 9.8s from the 1940s, 41, 42, they're often from Edgar Church. He didn't really handle them that much. He looked at them. He was an artist. He appreciated it. He put it in a pile in the basement in Colorado, Denver. So it was very dry and very well preserved collection. So obviously it's super famous.
Could you show that again? There, look at that.
This is from 1950.
So nice.
And I like this because Plastic Man was my mother's favorite comic. That and Little Lulu. My mother is one of the reasons I love comics. She encouraged it. She loved comics. She talked about her favorite comics were Plastic Man, Little Lulu, Captain Marvel, and Black Hawk of all things.
Black Hawk. Wow.
Yeah. And she was born 1940. A little golden age sob story, which are common. My mother's sister was huge into comics, and she's 8 years older than my mother. So she was born in 1932. And purportedly, she had a lot of Batman and Superman comics.
Oh, so boy.
You can only imagine what they were. But when she got involved with someone in the 1950s who basically said, legend has it, he said, "You're too old for comics, get rid of them," and c'est la vie.
Wow. You only would have known, right?
Yeah. If she would have known how much those stuff would have been now, I would have went, yeah, there's the door.
Yes. And I only found out about this many years later. Unfortunately, my aunt, who was very with it, when I was in medical school, she lived in the same city as me. I hung out with her all the time, but I wasn't into comics at that point, so I didn't bring it up. My uncle told me about this later, and she was fairly demented, so I couldn't pick her brain about what she had, because she probably would have been fairly aware of with it enough to tell me. But Lady F, I saw that comment. It was all Biggie's fault. He said, "Pull that out." I'm not throwing Biggie under the bus. That'd be too mean.
Where was the question? I'm missing it. The lag is terrible tonight. On my StreamYard, it's terrible. I'm having a real issue with getting the up to date. Hold on, what was it? We had get these questions, or there was some things in here. There was something that Chris Large said that made me laugh because I used to work in a kitchen. Hold on, boy, I never realized to really miss the plot. Where we go? You dream of
Matilda made fun of Plastic Man's costume quite a bit today, as a matter of fact.
Did she? It sounds like Matilda.
It is sort of a weird costume. I mean, I don't analyze it too much, but it's not something I would wear out in public. But it's with Woozy, his buddy Woozy.
Oh yeah. Woozy.
Plastic Man was a lot less serious than a lot of the heroes who were. It was all World War II and patriotic. Plastic Man was more slapstick for sure.
Yep, exactly. Oh, there was one I'm missing here. Where did it go? I just seen it. It was something about a kitchen. Chris mentioned something about perverts in the kitchen. It made me laugh. I seen it for like a second. It disappeared. Anyway, Jeff, more questions?
Maybe they retracted that comment.
Yeah. Well, I got another one. So what was your? Well, you told me what the first book was. What was the first book that you got back when you got back into collecting? What was the first one that you got when you first got back in to collecting?
That was just sort of like local. I just started buying some Image comics. I was, Image. When I went back to a comic store finally in mid 2000, to me, Image Comics was still Wildcats and Spawn and that kind of stuff. Supreme. I loved Supreme back in the day, and so then I got talking to the guy at the local comic store, and he was explaining, well, now it's sort of, they just do independent, stories that aren't necessarily part of some continuity universe with a lot of continuity. So he pushed me towards Walking Dead and I got Invincible. I got some trade paperbacks. Like I just, even though I had Hellblazer series, I saw a Hellblazer, so I loved Hellblazer and Sandman. So I grabbed the Sandman and Hellblazer to reread them. And then he said, "Oh, read Satan. That's great." And I love that one. That was a continuation of the Sandman series, and I was more reading the trades, and then I'd always look at the wall, of course, and go, "Oh, look at that." And then I started just grabbing some random Bronze Age things out of the bins, and managed to get some good comics for a lot cheaper than they are now.
Yeah,
sure.
Well, one other thing is, I'm surprised you don't collect no doctor books.
I have Doctor Strange. I have.
I'm curious. You know what though? There's something that's very cool, Man Cave, that I do have some in storage. The actual old medical reference books used to be made out of human flesh. It's creepy.
Really?
Yes, the old medical journals were made out of. I'm not kidding. It's highly.
Man, that's new to me. That would.
Old medical journals. I have a couple of them. It's creepy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's macabre.
Yeah, it's very macabre.
That's why they're in storage. That's why they're in storage.
Anesthesia was a swift smack to the occiput. You know what I mean? To the back of the head. I remember going to a museum at Pennsylvania Hospital where they have a large auditorium type of thing where people used to sit in the rows and watch the surgery happen, and med students would watch a cadaver. They have a pretty good museum there. They had a hammer and a mallet, and the guy said they literally used that to give a whack to the back of the head.
Yep. Oh man,
good old days.
Fuchsia, welcome, love, welcome.
Back then, a doctor's skill was measured in how quickly he could saw.
Wow.
There was one doctor was a legend. He was always pride himself on how quickly he sawed, and supposedly he sawed some intern's fingers off accidentally once in his zeal.
Wow.
We're talking Civil War.
That would be bad. You're helping the doctor hold the leg, and then you're missing fingers after. You were like, what the hell?
Sigmund Freud and Dr. Halsted is a famous surgeon who's responsible for a lot of modern surgery, quote unquote modern surgery. He discovered cocaine. This is before cocaine was an illegal substance that you get on the street. And he would make his med students take it. He would make his residents, because they'd stay awake. It would keep you awake. And he thought it was the best thing. Sigmund Freud they were doing this, and this is
right
around the turn of the century, of last century.
Well, I've heard that they use it sometimes for sinus surgery sometimes to open your sinuses up or something like that.
Yeah, it's a vasoconstrictor and anesthetic and some use and it has medicinal purposes.
Right.
Yeah.
Because one of the friends had to get a sinus surgery. He goes, the doctor told me, oh yeah, if you get drug tested or whatever, let them know that you had the sinus surgery. I had to use cocaine to open up your sinus.
Yep. Ether, alcohol, heroin's just a form of fentanyl, that drug that people accidentally overdose on. That is used in the ICU all the time. I used to put people on the fentanyl drip all the time. It knocks you out quick and it wears off quick, but it's super powerful.
Sure.
And then, it's just a form of heroin. It's a different.
Actually, Doc actually brought up a good question. Question I had actually thought of. What's the weirdest surgery or weirdest patient you had? So in
weirdest
in your career.
What I'll say about being an endocrine doctor, it's not like being an ER doctor. You don't get great stories. It's quite
right.
You don't get the stories that you get. That's a good. I hadn't even thought of. My father-in-law always asked me, "What interesting case did you say?" And I'll be like, "Fat guy with diabetes who I told him to stop eating so much." It's I'm a buzzkill. It's like, okay, now let's do it. I mean, I try to help people, motivate people in different ways. I'm not that,
good. That's good.
But when it boils down to it, but interesting cases, weird tumors and stuff that would be hard. You wouldn't appreciate it. It's really rare to someone like me, like a adrenaline secreting tumor or something like that. But they're not like the kind of cases you would wow people. But my brain is not in that mode. So when I think of something, I'll think of something. I haven't been on call and staying up late for a long time. So, for me, it's almost 2 a.m. I got to get my brain flowing in a different direction.
Thank you so much for being up late with us.
Hey, no, thank you for inviting me, man. It's
fun.
No big deal. I can sleep as late as I want tomorrow.
Good.
I did make a sacrifice to be on the show. I play basketball Sunday mornings at 8:30. I said, I'm not doing it tomorrow. I made that sacrifice.
Okay, here we go. Question. Simple Simon is asking Man Cave. I saw Man Cave tear a CGC slab in half like it was a piece of paper. What's his workout routine?
This was a 9.8. This was a 9.8 CGC, and during a Gray Man show, I just ripped it apart. Yeah, it was fun.
Go. Here's another question for you, Man Cave. Magic Glass on Man Cave. Your history of buying comics. What book do you think you got the best deal on overall?
Oh, probably Captain America 117. My son, Little G, as we call him, he actually decided he wanted it. It was about $40, and it ended up being a 9.2.
Awesome. Man.
Yeah, that was a nice pickup.
And your son's a ginger, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. Is he into the collecting as much as you are?
I do nothing with the pineal gland, actually.
Oh, there we go. There's a big question.
Yes. Pineal gland is one of those glands that classically trained endocrinologists don't have a lot of stock in, but I'm open-minded. So, yeah, if you have any interesting thoughts on that. Yes, the ginger.
Yeah, Lady Fantastic, the ginger as well.
Yes. If he's still up and about, so I'll grab him if I see him. If he wanders down here.
One of my questions is, what is your most prized possession out of your entire collection? You got to have at least one.
Well, I mean, you can't ignore
the one that really like. This is, if you had to, if your house all burned down, there was one book you had to grab. What was your most prized comic?
I'll show you mine. But you show me yours.
Yeah, it has to be Captain America #1.
There we go. Look at that.
The original punching Hitler in the face comic.
Look at
This, this brought comics to war-related comics to very much, to call attention to Nazi Germany, etc. Before that, comics were still mostly dealing with mafioso and aliens and weird stuff. But this was such a popular comic; it sold far more than 1 million copies. It's actually it was not a scarce comic, and all the copycats came out, and everything became war related after this, pretty much.
Man, beautiful.
Yeah, and it's so I just can't even believe I have it. Honestly, it's crazy.
Oh, come on, really?
Yeah.
What is it? A 4.0? What is that?
It's a Restore Grade 3.0.
Who cares? Who cares? That's fantastic.
It has a little color touch.
See, this is one thing that people don't realize, and you have to agree. I'm sure you'll agree with me, gentlemen, especially the Man Cave. We're kind of the same age, but you'll notice that a lot of the newer collectors don't appreciate a lot of the older stuff. Especially some of the, they don't even know about it or not even aware of it, and the history behind it is amazing.
Yeah.
Everybody's so caught up into the modern, what's new.
I think a lot of people just assume Golden Age is unattainable too.
Yeah, that too.
And they don't.
Not really.
In terms of it. Yeah. I mean, I think since Marvel's so popular, no one's gonna. Most people are gonna appreciate Captain America 1, but they're not even. It's not even on their radar to some extent. They think, and it is a tough. I mean, it's.
Yeah, well, a lot of them get Captain before that one. They would rather get Captain America 100 because it's considered. Some of people,
yeah.
Used to read Judge Dredd. Oh, that's actually a good book. I got a buddy down in Australia that loves Judge Dredd. He collects all of Judge Dredd.
When I went to boarding school in India for 3 years in the 1980s, and my parents sent me a lot of care packages with a lot of comics. And I remember reading a bunch of Judge Dredd at that point and thinking, boy, is he an autocrat, man. That guy didn't mess around.
No, he didn't.
You're 5 miles over the speed limit, 5 years in jail.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Doc, I got another question. How was that going to boarding school in India for that long? Well, what was boarding school like over there?
Oh man, well, it's the early 1980s, so no cell phones. You had to write a letter. India's very much advanced compared to what it was then. Now, people are very connected, but then it was very much a third world country, and it was a great experience. Though, I think everybody in America should go live somewhere like that for a bit, and they'll get some perspective, because I feel like we have the world by the nuts and don't know it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have no perspective. It's I'm sad because my diamond earring scratched my iPhone case. And I was very homesick, and my brother was with me, and my brother was he's less than 2 years younger than me, not quite Irish twins, but
sure.
And he was very much a comic collector as well. As a matter of fact, the comics on the wall here, the original Carnage and ASM 300, I wouldn't even have those if it wasn't for my brother, because he was far more dedicated to buying comics at that point in college than I was. And I even found an old Mile High. He would order them from Mile High Comics. And I found this, and it was full of old 90s, early 90s crappy comics, to be honest. But so this is what he'd sent. This is the package we got it when we were in college together.
Because I used to get Mile High Comics out of the back of the books and find it.
Yeah. He
Mile
got
High is still a Mile High. The prices are still a mile high.
Ordered comics from them quite a bit.
Yep.
There's one for Lady Fantastic. She says, "What is the biggest lesson you learned living in India?"
Man,
I know one thing, lady. You probably have good weed.
You had to, you learned real fast that mommy and daddy weren't going to be there forever, and you had to learn how to take care of yourself to some extent. But when you had someone you could rely on, like your brother, they meant the world to you at that point. And
Right.
and there was no television, so I just started reading. Comics became even more important. Lots of books. We read Stephen King, Louis L'Amour, whatever we get our hands on. And they had a lot of, luckily, I won't say luckily, I mean, India might look at it differently, but they were an English Raj for a while. So everything is in English. The good schools in India are in English. They'll teach us, they'll teach Punjabi or Hindi. Hindi was the language of the school I was at. But there's so many languages in India. It depends on where you are, what you learn. But English is everywhere in India. And you can buy books. And I even had comics that were reprints of, I had like the whole Avengers Bronze Age run reprinted in a larger format in black and white that I bought there. Wish I'd kept some of them.
Oh, I wish you did too. That'd be so cool.
I brought some of them back. I didn't bring any of my comics back from India. I left them there for the library. There was a big library. My brother and I decided it would be too hot. It was hard to get stuff back and forth, customs and all that. So we gifted all our comics to the library in our school. And I was, years later, I remember bumping into some people who went there because there were other Americans there. And they said, we still would find those comics in your, that you left. But
because I really like, I've been really liking, I've had a Vigilante from over in Europe.
He's in Germany.
Germany. He sent me a couple of German versions of Amazing Spider-Man, and they're just cool looking. The nostalgia behind it is just cool.
My original ones, they're taking German for whatever reason. I had no say in that, but they decided on German in school, and Vigilante sent me a German reprint of Marvel Comics 1.
Nice.
That's cool.
And I've been sort of learning German along with him, and it was Submariner saying, "Es ist keine Fische." He's looking at a submarine. "Es ist keine Fisch," which means that is not a fish. I recognize. It's pretty. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. But yeah, it was a very interesting. It gave you a lot of. You were very grateful for what you had, where you came from.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have any books you'd like to show today, Man Cave?
What's that?
Do you have any books you'd like to show? Would you like to show some time, please? I know you came prepared. I
picked up this one recently from my local comic shop. I'm not sure if anybody
for this fire, everybody tonight. Here we go. Boom.
Anybody familiar with this one?
American Splendor. Yes, I am.
American Splendor #1. What's his name? Harvey Pecker. He used to always go on the Letterman show. He was a little grouchy guy. And Crumb, he was a buddy of Crumb.
I have a lot of hair.
This is fun. I just saw this at the place near. It's a comic store. I don't go to the local comic store near where I work too much, but I got there. They had some great stuff actually.
Nice.
I might switch to them because they were far more knowledgeable. And
give me 2 seconds, Man Cave. 2 seconds before you show another one.
Sure.
Really quick. Big shout out out there. Please go check out Sterlington Comics. Go check out Art Chemist and his sweetheart. Boom. And really quick, I'm dropping this code for Marvelous Comics. Make sure you go check him out, and the link's down below. If you use this code, but you got to see it. There we go. Done.
Nice.
Go ahead.
Here's a comic people.
Look at this.
This is the first Joker cover on a Batman comic, not detective.
Wow. That's cool.
Love it. Love it.
It's a little annoying because they couldn't quite put it in one of the small cases, but I'm not that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. And I love this next comic. I posted on Instagram, so some of you might have seen it, but it is Catman from 1941. What I like about it is one of the few that has Stalin on it too.
Stalin.
Hitler and Stalin, because this is before
All the baddies.
before Hitler broke the treaty with Stalin. So Stalin was not a person that was well regarded by people in the U.S. at this
And then
point.
the Germans got their butt kicked in the wintertime.
Right. So once they broke the treaty and Soviet by default became allies with us, they were not. As a matter of fact, Young Allies #1 originally was going to have Stalin on it. And before it went out, that changed. So they got rid of Stalin and they just kept Hitler on it.
So what is your son's favorite comic books?
So this is Young Allies #1.
Oh, that's cool.
Love
And
it.
it's punching Bucky is punching Red Skull into Hitler.
Look
the
at
original-
that.
The original cover had Stalin on it and a Hirohito as well.
Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Fire.
And this is for you like tentacles.
Yes.
It's a little this comic's a little brutal. I'll just show it. I think it's Tojo or Hirohito.
Hirohito.
I think it's supposed to be Hirohito being
Yes, it is.
flamed.
That's so cool, dude. That's so cool.
United States Marines
Look
#3.
at that. Wow.
I was like, if you like octopus covers, I gotta
Well,
get you.
Robert's gonna be looking for that one for a while.
Yeah, that is really nice. What's the grade on it? Oh, look at that. A 3.5. What was the date on it again?
This one's a little later, 1944.
1944. Okay. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So did you buy them graded or did you get them graded?
This one I got graded. I got this graded.
Can I ask what was the percentage cost on it? Do you remember?
How much did this cost?
Yeah, to get it graded. Because they
to get it
charge a
graded?
little more.
It's usually like $25 to $40 a book.
Yeah, that's what I
depending on how fast you want it. I usually give them to my local comic store in bulk, and they send it for me.
Gotcha.
So I'll send like 20 at a time. And I forget but there's a whole lot of categories how fast you want it.
Exactly.
My advice is be patient. If you get
go.
the first tier, you will wait many months.
Yeah.
Patient, you can do that. Now, for your pre-code horror I got this from DS Comics.
Oh.
He upgraded to like a 9 point.
Oh
So
my
this is the first Bernie Wrightson cover.
I see that.
Hmm.
Look at that.
Well, it has the virgin back too. So
Wow.
Now you guys are tempting me after Vampy. Yeah.
Oh,
I think this comic did not last that long. It's a magazine
great.
size. I think it was like 3 issues.
Have you ever seen? I'm just curious.
The same pre-code horror. Sorry, this.
Right. Have you ever seen Slapjack? TJ
Watson?
Yes.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
His Golden Age collection is amazing.
Oh yeah. TJ.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
His Vampies are good. Amazing.
Yeah, TJ has a very good collection of like creepy, eerie.
Yeah.
Yes.
The horror magazine style. I don't have too many of those actually.
Yeah, the pre-code horror is beautiful.
I have pre-code horror comics, but I don't have the magazine format stuff. I did as a kid. I bought. Funny enough, the only one I didn't buy was Vampirella because I was young and I was like, I'm not buying a comic book. Yeah. I appreciated women on comics of somewhere in the 1980s, but back when the eerie and creepy and those comics were popular, I was a little kid, so I just wanted straight up horror.
This week, you got other books you want to show, right?
Yeah. I'll reshow.
How far are you away from completing now?
37 away.
How many are there in the whole Vampirella run?
The magazine one is 113, and I have the back end and the front end of So I had the back and the front end. Now I'm just working in the middle and the, like in betweens, pretty much.
Yeah.
So issue 30, one of the important
Such
issues.
great covers.
Yeah, issue 30 is an important issue because it's one of her one of her allies, Panthera, that came from her planet. So this is an important one. It's her first appearance. And then Ken Kelly, a student of Frank Frazetta.
That.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is gorgeous.
Yep. And then this one made me laugh today because when I brought it up, freaking Not Near Mick goes, "Is that underwear or is that bush?"
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this is the one that Robert's been really liking too.
Oh
yeah.
man.
Yeah. This looks like the creature at a relaxed state from Man Cave's Golden Age book.
I'm gonna track that down. I'll be asking you for the numbers on those.
Yeah. And then this one is a Ken Kelly cover too. Ken Kelly.
Beautiful.
And then this is another one, another artist. I forgot the artist's name, but
I have that one. Actually, I have that one. That's a good one.
Yeah. And then this one that you've been liking. There's two versions of this one. I think this is the mail away one, and then there's not a mail away one. I think mail aways were with the X, I believe. I have to research it, but I think so.
In the background, you can see it.
Yep.
Awesome.
I picked all the cool covers that I really like this time around, but he still has a pile of them that I can go through. So that's next week. I think I'll be done by next week, all 37 by next week.
Nice.
Yeah. And then there's a little bit. If you guys look really clearly, there's a little building behind her.
Nice.
Yeah. What?
That is beautiful.
Like a little castle behind her.
Yeah, there's a underwater
in the
castle.
Yep, in the water.
Yep. And then another one with tentacles, and then in the little corner, there's a wizard or something.
With the octopus. So cool.
Yep.
And
she don't need no,
right?
Yeah, she don't need no diving apparatus.
Another octopus cover.
Yep. And then this one, 110. So the back end's completely done. This was the last issue for the back end, and these were low printed. 110, 111, 112, and 113 were low printed because since they were the back end of the run.
What year did they end? Do you know?
What year? I could actually grab the slab because 113's in the slab, and it tells you. Actually, 112 is the last issue for Warren, but Harris took over, and a lot of people don't know. Harris got sued because Harris used this is issue 64's cover, and they used it. Yeah. So a lot of people don't know this is a lawsuit book. Like if you're really into like lawsuits and stuff, like books that were in lawsuits.
There's a whole storied history of lawsuits in comics, so it's probably a big novel.
Yeah.
DC was suing Fawcett like for the whole decade of the 40s.
Yeah. This is first Harris book, but the 112 is the last issue of Warren magazine because Warren went bankrupt by issue 112. So Harris took over the run for a little bit, like for one issue, and then relaunched it in the 90s. Yep.
Welcome, Southern Comic Geek. Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, and then the birthday gifts.
Oh,
this was from Steve. Yep, yeah,
Steve White and L.K. King.
9/6 leg cover, and then I got this for myself. I love Joe Gisco. Joe Gisco Vampirella. One of my favorite Joe Gisco covers. Yep, and that's pretty much what I picked. Oh, and the redhead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Here's redhead. A trivia. Here's a trivia for me.
Yep.
I have never been to a Comic-Con.
What? Really?
Wow.
In my life, which is crazy.
Wow.
I was planning on rectifying it, and then pandemic hits. So what could you do?
Yeah.
Look who showed up in the chat. Look who showed up in the chat. We have Biggie Shack.
Biggie.
Here to support you, brother. You got Professor
Simple
Comics. You, yeah. Hold on. There we go. Boom. There we go. I think we're caught up.
Yeah.
You have some more, man?
Bobby and I
Cave?
were talking about meeting at New York Con or something, but we'll figure it out. But anyway, I have a few horror comics here.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's cool. Love horror comics.
Yeah. So I'm mostly doing pre-code, but I'm going to show you one of my favorite Bronze Age horror, underrated horror artist. And that would be Jack Sparling. And this is probably one of my favorite covers right here.
Yes.
Favorite too.
Yes.
Secrets of Sinister House.
Beautiful.
This is Sparling was amazing.
Yes, he was. That's
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Neil Adams and Bernie Wrightson too,
yes.
of course.
What's the grade? What's the grade on it?
Yep. So that is
What was the grade on it, man, Cave?
what's that?
What was the grade? A 9.0.
Yep.
Wow.
I was just scanning around eBay and I'd never seen the cover before. I was like, what the hell is that? I loved it. I probably overpaid for it, but I was like,
see, I have to say, like, I'm a big fan of the old DC horror like that. That is just awesome.
DC kills it with their Bronze Age horror.
Yep.
I'm not such a fan of Marvel's horror.
No.
I'm not.
No.
I have a few, even the Werewolf by Night and Dracula. I know they're popular because they have some important first appearances.
Yeah.
Neil Adams' first Dracula, it's pretty good, but I mean, I am much more DC kills it for me in that one.
Oh, huge. I just see.
I have a good amount of those, but first I'm going to show pre-code here.
Yes,
so this is actually rare. This is a Jack Kirby.
Oh, yeah. In your dreams, read it and weep. That's beautiful.
That's and you know they were taking ideas from
Is that 48? Is that 48?
What's that?
What date? What was the date on that?
52.
Okay.
Strange Mysteries.
Yeah, I love that.
Theater cover.
Yes.
Here's a good theater cover if you're into that.
Oh, I definitely know that. Beautiful.
This one creeps me out. It's just creepy. I love it.
Yes. Yes. Oh. What's the date on it? What's the date on that one?
This is 52. I love the ads too, you know.
The ads were great in them.
Mm-hmm.
The history.
That certainly would make you want to buy that. Les Chevalier. Yeah. I'm sure the boys were like, that's a good idea.
Oh, yes. Class. Oh, my goodness.
Which is
waypoints, man, Gabe.
You said I didn't have too many doctor comics. Here's my doctor comic.
I like it. I like it.
I like it.
What's the date on that one? What was the date on that one?
This is 52.
52.
Now, you guys will know this one for sure. I mean, it sounds like you know all of these, but the crime and suspense stories, I got a few of those.
I have like, man, I must have like 30 different copies of that.
Yeah,
that
that's
might be the next stuff I'll be going after the Bampies, man. That might be next. Never know.
This is one that's been homaged a few times.
Yeah.
Yep, that one has. Absolutely. Yeah. Hands down.
I actually got this from a store, but my son's teacher's dad actually owned this comic, so we know the owner. And he would have had a lot more, but he talked about how back in the day he'd get a comic, but then he could return it and they'd rip the comic, you know, part of it off and he'd get a credit for it. So
sure.
So, but he's responsible for coloring in the eyes if you have a complaint about it. But
okay.
So usually the lies are all white, but it didn't affect the grade too much. So it's still
sure.
And my last of my crime and suspense is this one.
Love it.
You got to appreciate the bone.
Yeah, I see that.
Dislocation there.
Love it.
And getting a little earlier here, 1949.
That's all right. Yes, Unknown. Beautiful.
Still have the
look at
looks
that.
like the GI and the lady are
all of the Unknown comics as well.
Lost. Now my question is, how desperate would you have to be to paddle towards that island?
Yeah, no kidding.
You better be thirsty.
Big shout out to the chat really quick. We have a couple
Yeah,
of
go ahead.
people that showed up. We have where are we? Let me see. Doc on the covers. Yes, absolutely. Joey M is in the house. Yo, welcome, welcome. Junho Chung. I think that's correct.
That's it. That's a new one.
Excellent. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Hold on. We have Joey Bag of Sevens. Yo, buddy, what's up?
What's up?
Joey.
Ben Compton, Joey Agu Remus. There we go. I think I said that right. Jay Blitz is in the house. Hey, nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for being here. And I think
he's normally in the action. He's normally in the action when we're on.
I know.
Yes.
Yo, beautiful. How you doing, love? You guys look like you had a blast. You and Lady did. Love the pictures. I like seeing that. God Tank, yo.
God Tank.
Okay, I think we're caught up. All right, go ahead, buddy. You have a couple more books.
And by the way, someone reminded me because they talked about the Godzilla versus King Kong. Yep. Although I agree, the human parts are just annoying.
Yes, they are
far less than they used to be. If you watch those Japanese Godzilla movies, then they go on and on. Like the human, there's Godzilla, man.
You're gonna laugh because I had my wife watch The Son of Godzilla, and oh my god, so much.
I'll tell you, as a kid, I knew this, and every once in a while I'd come into a show on television, and of course I had no way of knowing what the show was. I couldn't check the internet, or I didn't have a TV guide. So I would hang around going, maybe this is Godzilla. I got to wait a while to find out because you never know. It's just a lot of talking.
Yep, exactly. Go ahead, buddy. Oh, yes.
EC action here. Vault of Horror.
Mo, you're hitting all my weak spots tonight. Excellent.
Yes.
Oh, you and I got the same taste in books.
This is actually postcode, but I love the cover so much that I got it. And I just love this dude about to fall into the well with the guys watching him.
Okay,
Uncanny
Tales. Explain that one to me. The Uncanny Tales. Why don't I recognize it?
It's an atlas.
That's what it is.
And 1956.
1956. Okay.
And the stories were probably a lot less, graphic and cutting edge, but I just love that cover. I really just bought this for the cover in this case. It's just
it's beautiful.
It's and who
is in the house?
I don't even know who does the cover. It's not on. It's one of those blue labels where they don't have the cover, and I haven't looked it up. This one I've just found so creepy and weird. It's a Basil Wolverton cover.
Oh yes, I know this. I got that one.
The look on that dude's eyes as he's about to expostulate with the lady as
nice.
I don't know. It was and the two guys in the background who already been.
Isn't that issue 2? Is that issue 2?
It's issue 4.
Okay, that's right.
This is one of my few LB Cole. I actually don't have a whole lot of LB Cole, but this is Suspense Comics 12, 1946.
Nice.
The colors are typical LB Cole, though. You got just that red popping out. The guy hanging.
Oh yeah. What's the grade?
It's 4.5.
Wow, that's beautiful. Beautiful. See, so
and last one
really surprising a lot of people.
I love this because it's one of John Buscema's very early works from 1950.
Yep.
Let me take it out of the bag, and it has an unstable pink. It's very surreal. And look at him.
He's choking him out.
Yep.
Nice.
And just look at the background.
Look at the pink. The pink.
It's so surreal, and it's
unbelievable.
and the
And
pink
look at-
fades away.
like
This is hard. When this is in high grade,
No,
people really go after it because the pink is hard to
of
get.
course.
It just fades. This particular ink was not very.
Have you ever had a chance? You ever had a chance, Parm, to like read some of these?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Actually read them
I
and see
used
what-
to have a lot of the EC reprints.
Right.
I had those and read them. Yeah,
Right.
and
It's a lot of
And I
reading, isn't it, on some of them?
yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
you know,
I
It's
like
like-
them, and I like the sci-fi ones, the weird
So do
science
I.
tales and stuff. Oh my god, those are great. Those are fun to read. They are absolutely fun to read. Yeah,
watermelon covers, pink and green.
yeah, it really. It is the watermelon cover.
I love it. Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, they are. All right. Are you, Jeff? Do you have any more questions, brother?
Not really. My internet went out.
It keeps
So
going
that's
out.
on my
Don't
phone.
worry, keep
Yeah.
coming back. You're good. As long as you're coming back.
Yeah.
All right. Man cave. Anything more you'd like to show before I come up with the 2 questions?
Sure. These are almost like pre-code. I think you'll appreciate them.
Oh, absolutely.
So I showed one of these a bit ago.
Oh,
This is from 1940, Shadow Comics.
nice. History.
Shadow was practically pre-code horror. I mean,
Yep.
This one,
Oh, look at that.
you got the
Yeah.
weird pterodactyl.
Yeah, it
And
is.
this guy who has the
What is going on in that picture? What does it say on
elixir
the
of
bottle?
life.
What does it say on the bottle? Bring it up a little.
Elixir of life.
Look at that.
And Shadow's actually shooting him, and he's just sort of laughing it off.
Nice.
Shadow being taken by a
Sweet.
gorilla here.
Sweet. Love it. Nice golden age.
And this one is, if it ain't pre-code horror, I don't know what is. You got
Yeah,
the
love it. Look at that. That reminds me, that cover there, especially the one with the skeleton going after the woman there, that
Yeah.
reminds me of some of the pulps I have.
yeah. Oh well, these are. I mean, the pulps are the original.
Yep,
And,
yep.
those are. These are all based off the pulps for sure. They're
Absolutely. Did you actually see that too as well, Man Cave? What was his name?
the JD.
JD
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago.
Absolutely. That was a
Pulp.
beautiful. Oh yeah.
Oh, it was H.P. Lovecraft. I was like, what? Really?
Yep.
It was.
He had the
gorgeous.
weird mysteries with the lady with their arms up.
Yes, yes.
Yep.
No,
He had 3 copies of that. He had 2 amazing adventures with first Buck
Unbelievable.
Rogers. Those are hard to get comics. I mean,
And those, weren't those pedigrees too? Those 2, the Buck Rogers were pedigrees.
I think so. Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I think he's putting one out to Heritage Auction, so he'll
Yep.
he'll do well with that.
Heck yeah. All right, you
Yeah.
ready for the questions now?
Absolutamente, por supuesto.
Okay, here we go.
No hay
buddy.
problema.
Do you have any inspirational thoughts or ideas for the community as a whole?
As a whole,
Everybody.
you say as a whole for a doctor it means something.
Everybody. Come on, doctor.
GI doctors look at patients as a whole, is the old say. But anyway,
Okay. Yep.
boop, boop. So I just, I think everybody always just needs to, if there's something we do as humans, and I'll say it in medicine, that people are caught up in silly stuff, and then some shit happens, and they start to realize what's really important in life. And it's always good to just worry less about the past and the future and enjoy that moment and appreciate what you have. And more people can do that in life in general. It gives you good perspective and more serenity. And I will say, because I see it all the time, people with regrets, and spend the time with the people and the things, and and the moment, and appreciate what you have.
Exactly.
Sounds cheesy, but
perfect. Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yep.
There we go. What does thinking outside the box mean to you?
Well, it depends on the context. So
that's okay.
In general, to me, people who could think outside the box, if they think they're totally correct and right, that's when they should be suspicious that maybe they're not, and actually think about other perspectives. And a lot of people are set in they know the right answer, and even if evidence is against that. So if you can actually put yourself out and say, do I know the everything, and do I have the right perspective to be as confident in what I know? Because I'll say in medicine, whatever we think is absolutely the correct thing to do in medicine, it's been shown that 15 years later we're usually wrong. Not completely wrong necessarily, but somewhat off. So, and this is highly vetted, researched stuff a lot of the time. So the whole process is involved with things. So if you have that personality that you can appreciate a different perspective or try to look at it in a different way, it helps you connect and be a smarter person and a better person. And if you actually have a problem you're trying to solve, well, I find so many people are obsessed with why they can't solve a problem. And the people who think outside the box just try to find a solution more than worry about perseverating about everything that's blocking them from why they're not successful or why they can't do it. There's a negative mindset that some people have where they just think about why they can't do anything. If you could think about instead how you're going to solve that problem and do the right thing or do the thing that's going to solve your problem, you're much better off in life.
Beautifully said. Bravo.
Just
this is
little cheesy Hallmark moments from the doc.
That's okay. Hey, it's all good.
Nothing I said was original. I mean, that's all.
Yeah, come on. But you're talking to a whole different generation. We all are. Our age groups, the whole thing. What was it? There was something here. Let's see. All right, we got.
Suddenly you went up and we saw your fan there.
You saw what? Oh, the fan.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions for us, Doc?
Well, how many Golden Age comics do you guys have? I don't know about your guys' Golden Age collection.
I have.
So what do you guys collect?
The filing cabinet ones. I probably have about 180.
Well, that's a good amount.
Yep.
That's a nice amount.
Half of that collection is from family, so it's been in my family. It's gone down to family.
What kind of stuff? What type of
Golden? A lot of pre-code horror.
Yeah.
Stuff like let me see. I have another copy of it. It was Adventures in Comics. It actually shows it's a husband and wife, and the wife the husband cheats on the wife and gets burned alive in a incinerator. And you actually see the front cover like that. That was pre-code horror, so it was pretty.
That is horror.
Yeah, it's horror.
Nice.
Jeff?
I got one.
I've been getting him into it.
Yeah. And then I'm looking for one. I'm looking for one now.
What's one?
It's a unicorn. That's what Robert says. I'm looking for one now. It's a unicorn.
Yep, unicorn. I call it a unicorn comic.
What's the unicorn comic?
A unicorn comic to me is one that you never find. It's like.
Well, but I'm saying, which one are you talking about?
Anyone.
It's the first appearance of what was it? Jimmy Choo or Jimmy whatever it is from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. book. Yep.
Oh, okay. This is a pretty rare one.
There you go.
This is L.B. Cole Power Comics number 3. You know the Gerber guide?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not pictured in the Gerber guide. So it's Hirohito and Hitler being clunked together by
wow.
I'm blanking on the kids. What I like is, again, Soviet was not our enemy then, so he has the hammer and sickle here, along with the British flag and the American flag. So
wow.
it was after. Okay, so no, it was it was after. I'm sorry, it was after. It was
Yeah, I got you.
1944. But this is a hard comic to get.
How many are on the census? Do you know?
That I don't know.
You should check the census on that.
I mean, there are some people on Instagram who have it.
Show that to me again. What was it? Power?
And this is actually CBCS.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That was CBCS, you said?
Yeah. And I think CBCS is finally getting a database.
Really quick. Let me check something for you real quick. It's Power?
Power Comics number 3. Two.
Number 2.
And Power Comics had a lot of LB Cole did most of their covers, but this is one of the few.
I'll see if I can look it up for you for really quick here. We'll figure it out. We got 46 different Power Comics.
I'll say I don't know if you guys know this. When Hitler's on the cover, it raises the price.
Oh, it does.
It's like Joker. It's like Joker on the cover of a comic. It's just,
It's funny. I put in Power Comics, and what do I get? Power Rangers. Like, really? Come on.
Well, you got to put Power and Golden Age. That's what you got to do.
Let's do that. Power. What was the rest? Is this called Power, Man Cave?
Power Comics. Yep.
Power Comics. Let's see what we come up with here. Come on. You got 5. Oh, there it is. Found it. 1945. It was a narrative. Hold on. Wow.
Sorry, I'm looking for something.
No, that's okay. Okay, the one that you have, do you realize on the census that I'm finding, there is literally, okay, when I just said unicorn, this is a unicorn. Show that book again. That's number 2 of Power Comics, 1945. The other 2, number 3 and number 4. Number 3 for 1945 went for $601. And that estimated value, I would have to look on the census for CGC. Okay, are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Number three. If you had number 3, an average raw copy of that is over $5,000.
Yeah, that's a really well-known LB Cole. That's a
7.0, and the lowest. Okay, what is that? A 4? That's a 1.5. Okay,
this is a 1.5. I got it on a good deal. I took it.
Okay, a 3.5. A 3.5 is $938 for that book. And for a very good 5.0 is $5,000.
Yeah.
That's a unicorn, guys. That's what I'm talking about. Exactly.
They had the Mile High pedigree on auction late last year of this. It was like a 9.0 or something. And
okay,
I forget what it went for, like 20 grand.
A 9.4.
It was a 9.4, baby. Yeah.
A 9.4 went for over $12,000.
12, okay, not as high as I thought. That.
Oh, look at that! Look at that, man! Oh man, alive! Dropping the fire. Look at that! Wow!
And this is a restored grade. I knew it, so I got a pretty good deal. You could see the really pathetic color touch here.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yep, you can see it.
I don't mind. It's such a. And I got to read through it, and it's the first Fortress of Solitude. So it's pretty cool for that. It's a key in that regard. And it shows Superman working out. And he's like, even if you're Superman, you have to work out. It's like
nice. What was it? That's like a pro. Dr. Banger is the best. Yes, he is. Who that? Getting caught up in the chat really quick.
So here we go. I'm sorry, I'm not wearing gloves. I know you guys.
You're okay. He loses his mind.
Here, I'll find it. Here, you
I
keep talking for a second.
You're good. I got you up on there. I'm just waiting for you to show it.
These Golden Age comics had a lot more pages than the modern
Yes,
comics.
they did.
I've already been back and forth 3 times on a modern comic.
Yep, exactly.
Here it is. He called it the Secret Citadel, and you can see him bash. You know, he's just using his fist to make it. And there it is. The cup, the front.
Yeah, I see it.
He has his various awards presenting the world premiere of Superman, and he has all these accolades from the town, from Metropolis or whatever, and then it shows him working out.
Wow,
because even Superman has to work out.
The colors in that are amazing.
In the Citadel of Solitude. Yep.
Wow. Old
Pretty
Daisy. Cool. There we go. Little lag tonight. What was the date on that book? The one you just showed?
This one is
the pages were nice and white.
Yeah, the inside's pretty good. It's 1940.
Wow. You see how white those pages were?
Yeah.
On the inside, that was gorgeous.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll bring some gloves home from work and
hold on, here we go. Superman movie should we just play automatically in the book show? No kidding, tell me about it. Yeah, very, very cool. And yo, Geek Roscoe, what's up, brother?
I just saw this. I had to pull this one out. The badass Uncle Sam. National
nice. Very nice.
I love that one.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, so we're kind of boiling down to the end here. We've been on for an hour and 31 minutes.
And I don't even feel tired.
What's up, buddy?
I don't even feel tired.
Good. Excellent. Stick around. Jeff, this is your time. Oh, Jeff. Get back, Jeff. Jeff,
yep.
You tell the community what you got coming. Anything going on?
Well, tomorrow, Extreme Nerd Table, and then, what is it? And then Cantonese Comic Wednesdays. And that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it? That's it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Nerdy Collective. I always forget. Yeah, the Nerdy Collective, yeah. It's not the Nerdy Collective next week. It's the time of the month. It's the time of the month show next week. It's not even the Nerdy Collective next week.
I love that. I love that play on words there.
Yeah. Do you like that?
Awesome.
That was Miss Queen G all the way.
Yeah. Sounds like someone with a good sense of humor.
Yeah, she does. All right. Man Cave, what you got coming out? Anything new? Anything you're doing?
I think I put a bunch of my 1990s and mid and early 80s sort of Spider-Man and some of my mutant comics on the wall. So I'll be doing something, just showing some of those at some point. It's not, usually I'm doing older stuff, but I figure I'll show some of my more recent acquisitions. More, I should say my younger comics.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I think on the 20th, Jay Hood is inviting me on his channel. He's going to deslab a comic that I AOK'd him. I AOK'd him Green Lantern, Green Arrow 76, which is slabbed, and he wants to let it breathe. And I told him, I said, take it out, because that's the only slab. That was the first slab he ever had. So it's going to be an official deslabbing party. We'll call it a let it breathe. Let it breathe party. I think he said he's tentatively doing it at the 20th. That could change, but that'll be fun. And Comic Mad Musings and I he's gonna show some comics at some point. We haven't figured out when, but next weekend maybe.
All right.
And of course, no, that's it. Yeah, that's about it. I'll hunt usually, but I think I'm doing a cover champion with Tony 2 weeks from now.
Oh, okay. Cover championship with Tony?
Yeah, he's got to pick the topic, and he'll probably pick something he'll know I won't have, like Miles Morales covers or something. No, he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that to me. I have one Miles Morales cover. It's actually on my wall right now. The Zach Homage Secret Wars cover.
Yep.
That one I do have.
Cool. What is your son? I tried to ask earlier. What does your son like in your comic collection?
He loves the show Arrow and the Flash, so he tends to like Barry Allen Flash and Green Arrow stuff. He's not really a collector. He's but I'm trying, I'm nudging him here and there. My older son, who is a little more shy, I get the comics I pull and some of the trades paperbacks out. He'll read those usually. He reads a lot.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I think
that's about it.
Caught up. Boom. All right, stick around. Don't go anywhere.
Not going anywhere.
Where are we here?
But you have to bring me back on with Monty at some point.
Absolutely.
We only showed 1 or 2 timely, so
don't worry, no problem. We'll set that up. Don't worry.
You got to tell him to go to his safety deposit box.
Yes, I do. I told him the other day, you got to go to the safety deposit box. We got Man Cave on. You got to come on there with some good stuff. So absolutely, anytime. So you're part of the club as well. And I want to say thank you so much, Man Cave. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on, man. It's fantastic. As I said, I consider it a badge of honor to be in any society with the word nerd in it.
So, that's good. That's good.
Not sure I deserve it, but
Jeff, anything else?
Not really.
You good? Okay, stick around, guys. So you, the community, I want to say thank you very much. And if you forgot, or if you've forgotten, make sure you go check out these 2 people. Please. Didn't play. Go check out Angie and Art Chemist, Skellington Comics. Go check them out. They have a great website. They have great comics for your new, old, and art. Art Chemist does his artwork as well on there. Does t-shirts and blank covers. Go check them out. And go check out my brother John Hoffman. And if you use this code, new, old, whatever, he's got buy 1, buy 2, get the 3rd one free. Go check out his website. Bam, use this. And that's another week and another Nerdy Collective show. I want to thank Man Cave Comics. Parm, thank you so much. It was wonderful having you. And you're more than welcome to come back anytime, brother. Jeff, thank you so much for being here. And Monty, hopefully we catch you next time. Miss you big time, buddy. And everybody in the chat, Sanimation, everybody, Chris Large, Magic Lasso, Biggie Shaq, Smiley Tory, Captain, everybody. I don't want to forget anybody, but I probably am. But everybody in the chat, thank you so much for your support. Hit that thumbs up, share this video, watch it on the rewind. Hope to catch you next time. And I will be back in probably next month sometime. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I'm kind of in the middle of moving. And don't forget, next Saturday, it's that time of the month with the whole ladies panel. And they're going to have their subjects and all that good stuff for you. So don't forget to come here next Saturday. Same time, midnight on this channel. You should come check us out. So another show wrap up. Thank you so much. Thank you, the community. So peace, love, blessed be, and we will see you next time. Peace.